is the best team that I've seen since the Centurions, maybe.
I think we're better than the Centurions. I think the 1-2 right now is Barca and this PSG team.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the 6 Yard Box podcast. My name is Julian, and I'm here joined by two very esteemed special guests for today. First of all, here on the couch, we got potential Premier League winner, potential Champions League winner, Miles Alberga, Arsenal fan. How are you, my friend?
I'm doing well, thank you. It's doing well.
Calma.
Exact. Thank you. That's what I meant. That was what I was trying to relate to. But yeah, very excited.
And to his right is the happiest Frenchman in the GTA. We got European champion. I have to stick with that nickname. Antoine.
Thank you.
How are you?
Doing fantastic.
Yeah.
Feels so
Cloud9
good.
again?
It feels so good.
Or is it like, we've been here?
We belong here.
Yeah.
I think it's fair to say.
Yeah.
We belong at this stage
Second
of the
Champions League
competition,
final.
at this stage of the
in
season.
2 years.
Right? Second Champions League final in 2 years after 5 Champions League semifinals in 6 years. I feel like that kind of goes along with the trends that PSG have been setting over
your
this
second consecutive Champions League final is historic. I'm going to start off with this question, talking about PSG Bayern. Did you deserve it today?
We did deserve it today.
Mm-hmm.
Do you not think we deserved it today?
I think you were the better team.
I think we were the better team, and I think that is what defines deserving a win.
True. There is a little bit of discussion,
Of course.
about the decisions.
So this is the first topic that we're gonna get into. That's fucking crazy.
We
by the
don't
way.
have to. No, we don't have to. I mean, you could. Hey, you go on your fan tangent, and then I'll.
No. It's not even a fan tangent. I just feel like we've just witnessed a historic tie in the Champions League, one of the best, most iconic ties of all time. And the first thing you want to talk about in relation to this tie is the fucking referee.
Hey.
We've just seen the best quality of football on a pitch that we've seen for at least a decade, Julian.
Maybe more.
And
maybe
you want to
ever.
come here and talk about a human mistake?
Well, everyone is talking about it.
Sure, but why is football reduced to fucking referee mistakes in today's game? Why
I know.
is
Football sucks, eh? Which is why this tie was so amazing. But it's a conversation that's happening.
okay? We can talk about it, but man,
We can delay that conversation.
no.
if
Let's
you'd
talk
like.
about it. Sure.
Okay.
Let's start with it.
Okay.
Since it's so pressing on your mind,
Was it a penalty?
it was not a penalty. Was it a second red card on Nuno
and you know
Mendes?
what?
It was a second red card on Nuno Mendes, and I will admit that.
Look at the
Fair
difference.
enough. I'm actually more on your side than you are. I don't think it was a penalty because I think like IFAB rules say that
IFAB rules.
if it comes off of your own teammate and it hits your arm, then it cannot count as a penalty, something like that. And then with the Nuno Mendes one, it hits Conrad Leimer's arm before
it does
ever.
not hit Conrad Leimer's arm. As a PSG fan, I will admit that.
Okay.
There's a separate angle that shows a face-on angle of the play, and he kind of makes it look like it hits his arm, but he's shifting his body in order to control it with his chest, and then plays it into Nuno Mendes' bicep, which the sideline referee saw a side profile angle of it and thought that it was a handball, which is why he told the main referee, who was going to initially, I think, call the handball on Nuno Mendes, because his whistle is not in his mouth up until Nuno Mendes gets hit with the ball on his bicep.
I see.
And that's until after he looks at his sideline, or the fourth referee, and I guess through his earpiece he told him, hey, Conrad Leimer hit the ball with his hand before that, which is why after we see an image of the ref giving a thumbs up to the fourth assistant referee, or the assistant referee, or whatever, how you want to call it.
Yeah, fourth official.
Fourth official, that's what it is.
Yep.
And so he gives him a thumbs up saying like, thank you, I didn't see that, I would have called a second yellow on Nuno Mendes.
Damn.
So initially I think the main referee had the right decision. However, it's the guy that had the side profile angle of Conrad Leimer didn't see, because he was blocked by, I guess, his body, that it actually hit his chest and not his arm.
Damn. Well, I'm looking at the replays over and over again. I see it hit the arm, but I also see what you mean. You know, is it like that situation of like it's the attacking team, whether it grazes his pinky, arm, whatever the hell, you have to call it a handball, because from what I see, it like grazes as he's taking it on like his rib. I don't know.
So what's your question? Is it the attacking team? What?
You know how like the rule is that if you're the attacking team, it doesn't, like there isn't that same stipulation of like, oh, it needs to be more hand to ball than ball to hand, like that. I don't know. I don't know. I think it's a 50-50 call and it went your way.
But
That's
again,
not.
It's sure the mistake is blowing the whistle is from the sideline referee. I think the main referee would have given the red card.
No.
But it's a human error Sure, it's in a high stakes game, whatever.
But it happens.
How many human errors have we seen in these high stake games?
It happens, yeah.
Like, there's so many examples we can give from so many historical matches, and obviously it's fucking annoying that it happens,
Yeah.
but it's a part of the sport.
You were talking about earlier how Simeone, after the Atleti game, was talking more about like, we can't blame it on the referees. We just
Exactly,
didn't turn
which I
up
thought was
enough.
class, because we'll get into the Arsenal game later, but in the Arsenal game, which, by the way, I see people saying Bayern got robbed. I think Atletico got more, quote unquote, robbed.
If you even want to say that.
If you even
yeah.
want to say that, than Bayern did today. But that's another conversation. But the Arsenal Atletico referee makes a mistake because he called a foul on Gabriel before Griezmann was fouled in the box,
Mm.
which meant that he couldn't go check the VAR monitor for a penalty, which was a penalty. It's, again, human error. Happens every fucking game.
Mm. Well, I guess let's talk about the actual game then, because
Please.
I absolutely agree with you. This was, I think at one point I heard the commentators say that there were more shots in this game than there was in the first leg.
Really?
Obviously, they brought more of their shooting boots to the first leg.
Yeah.
But I think as a game, like this was the most entertaining 1-1 that I have ever watched. Even at 1-0, I was blown away by the quality. The 10 to 50 world-class players on this pitch. Every single possession of the ball, every the composure under
Yeah.
pressure, the defending from Marquinhos and William Pacho, like up until the 94th minute, whenever Bayern scored. They had not up until this, that very moment, not gone a game this season without scoring. And you guys almost shut them out completely.
Yeah.
There's so much love to your attackers, but your defenders were even better in
I mean,
this
for all the conversations that we had about the attackers being stellar in the first leg, they were, I guess,
You can't say the defenders had a good performance when the score was 5-4.
exactly. But I mean, I guess the defenders took the bigger part of the spotlight in the second leg, which I
Yeah.
think is good from a PSG standpoint, but not good from a Bayern standpoint.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, we could go to individuals here. Who do you think was the best individual performer over the two?
Over the two legs, it's Kvaratskhelia.
I was going to agree with you. Yeah.
The second leg, it is Pacho.
Yeah.
I think so.
agree. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, Kvaratskhelia, especially in that first half, bro.
Even in the second half,
Second half
the
as well.
thing is with Kvaratskhelia and this whole PSG team, I think the biggest thing with this team, apart from them being very, very technically adept and so good ball at their feet, I think it's their mentality. I think that's the biggest thing. PSG's mentality is arguably the best part of their game.
Yeah.
Yes, their football is spectacular, but I don't think teams with similar playing styles do as good of a job if they don't have PSG's mentality. The best example I can give of this is Luis Enrique takes off the Ballon d'Or winner Ousmane Dembele in the 65th minute.
Yeah.
Because it's tactical, right? It's a tactical choice. It's logical in the game. Dembele's not very present, so Luis Enrique thinks, let me bring something different to the game. The Ballon d'Or winner. How many players with that status
Mm-hmm.
would complain to their coach or would be seen telling their coach that it wasn't the right decision to bring them off?
Yeah.
So I can give you so many examples. But Dembele went off, looked at his coach, smiled, gave him a high five, and for the rest of the game, he was standing on the touchline telling his players to go kill the game.
Yep.
That is something that you don't see because some players' mentality prioritize themselves, their individual performances over the overall team performance, if that makes sense.
Mm.
Luis Enrique has transformed this team, this group of players, to think of the group before themselves. And I think that's the strongest part of this squad. And
100%.
Yeah.
100%. This is the best team that I've seen since the Centurions, maybe?
even I think we're better than the Centurions.
You think
I
you're
think
better
we're
than
better
the
than
Man City
Centurions,
Centurions?
I think, as selfishly, I will say that. I think the 1-2 right now is Barca, the great Barca years of 2009 through like 2012,
Yeah.
and this PSG team.
God,
I think this
you think you're a top 2 team ever?
I think so.
More
I
than-
think we
well,
will.
three-peat
If we are
Madrid.
not now, if we are not yet a top 2 team of all time, because of how we revolutionized the game, because of how of a reference team
Mhm.
PSG are.
Yeah.
Because of how dominant they've been throughout this 2-year period in Europe,
Yeah.
I think we're getting very, very close to it.
Yeah. Don't speak too soon, though.
Yeah, I know we still have to get the success on top of that, but
You were speaking a little bit too soon. You did lose to Chelsea
we did not lose to Chelsea in the
did
Club
lose
World
to
Cup final.
in the Club World Cup final. You lost to Chelsea.
And actually, I was gonna.
The reason I say that is because look at the team that Chelsea is right now. You all lost to that.
I mean, we I'm
kidding.
we lost Enzo Maresca's Chelsea.
Your fitness, your physicality, the level of tempo that you bring to every game is unlike anything I've ever seen. There is a little bit of criticism on the reason behind that. Miles was talking a little bit about it before we stepped into the studio. I heard like Peter Schmeichel, or was it like Oliver Kahn or something, saying like it's only in Ligue 1 that PSG can rest all these guys and the league is going to let them do it and they're able to come to these games all fresh and everything. I will say, to play devil's advocate, if you look at the amount of minutes that Arsenal have had to play this season compared to what PSG has had to play, it's insane.
Sure.
The amount of league starts that Dembele has had this year is criminal.
The thing for me, right, is first of all, I think it's a stupid argument. I think it's the dumbest argument that someone could make when it comes to this PSG team, seriously, and how dominant they are. Because when we were awful in Europe, when we were the joke of Europe, choking every game, getting a lead in the first leg and choking in the second leg, or giving up a 90th minute winner to get eliminated. I can give you so many examples of when that happened with PSG.
Yeah.
When that's the case, it's the league is not good enough for PSG to get good enough practice week in, week out in order to be fit for these games.
Yeah.
However, when we are this dominant force that blitzes over every team in Europe and imposes their playing styles on other teams, suddenly the argument changes. Well, they get to rest their players because the league is not good enough. So pick a side.
But you can't.
Which one is it?
You can't say though that the amount of minutes they play does not have an effect on how they play in this game.
Well,
the fact during the Ligue 1 games that you get to rest these top players, you can't tell me it does not have an effect on how they play on the pitch.
First of all, yes, we do rest these players, but the Liga is as close as it's been. It was as close as it's been 3 weeks ago over the last 5 years.
I'm not saying Liga is an unserious league. I'm not saying that at all. I think I agree with you in that. It's stupid. Like obviously it's not the same as the Premier League, but it's ridiculous. It's still a top 5 league. But still, the thing is to match up those minutes. And I don't have to be like bar for bar on like 5,000 minutes versus 3,000 minutes. But still, you cannot disagree. You cannot. Antoine, you cannot disagree. It does not have an effect.
Miles.
You tell me if you played this exact same team this weekend and then you played them again today against Bayern, they would have played worse. I think they would have played worse. And you look at the same thing with Arsenal. We played our hearts out against Fulham this weekend. Same exact team. We're tired. We're not up to it.
My point is, you know exactly what the argument would be if we weren't this good. In Europe.
I'm just saying.
And that argument would be that it's because the league is so bad, they don't play week in, week out to the level that they play in Europe.
Again, I can understand that frustration. I'm just saying I don't choose that argument because it's a stupid argument. It's more so with the minutes and stuff like that because I'm not going to do.
It's the same argument, Miles.
No, it's not.
No, it's not. It's the same conversation.
No, it's not. It's not. It doesn't matter.
It falls in the same basket.
No, I disagree with you. I disagree with you with that. I'm sorry. That's not right. Because it doesn't matter who they played. They're still getting minutes. They're still being tired. They're still playing their hearts out when you feel the team of Doué, Kvaratskhelia, and Dembele on the weekend in these Ligue 1 games. It doesn't matter about the competition. They're still using that. Because these players, I look at these 3 players, just to take them apart from the team, they are magnificent. I would give anything to have those as a front 3. And I know that when they step on the pitch, you can agree with me that they are going to give their all, no matter who they are playing. And so I think that gets thrown out. That argument gets thrown out, but but they're only playing RC Lens, Farmers, whatever. That's ridiculous. I'm not going to do that. That's ridiculous. So I think that, yes, I can understand where you're coming from in that aspect. But yet again, we're here to have a conversation. This is not like you're not fighting some Twitter stands that make money off Twitter.
So what does this say about our squad depth? Would you not say that it's rather impressive that we are able to still win a league with?
Absolutely.
It says multiple things at the same time.
Yeah,
absolutely. Things can be true at once, but
yes,
I think it's crazy to me that to see the flip. Like the argument completely flipped on its head as soon as we started getting good. That's why it's frustrating.
I also think though the argument you make about like when you guys were shit earlier this, not shit, but you guys were not the best. It's the same exact thing as last season. You guys just simply just grow into the competition.
For some additional
happens.
context, Ousmane Dembele has played 2,000 minutes less this season than Declan Rice. That's an entire footballing year of a career
He's been
that
injured
he's played
too.
less this year. And of course, he's been injured for some time, of course.
It's true.
But
he has.
if
No, I'm not.
if PSG were, let's just say, a Premier League team where the level of competition is higher, whereas you would need to play your absolute best team, you wouldn't afford to be able to rotate.
Well, yeah, sure.
Then-
That's probably why also we don't have as many injuries. And last year we had 0 injuries in the entire
Of
season.
course. You also look at your team last year, and like the likes of Hakimi was playing a ridiculous amount of minutes. So that you can't say that for all of your players. I'm kind of just cherry
Like
picking
Zaire
the
Emery, I
stats here
think
a
has
little
played
bit,
every
but-
single game. Vitinha does not get subbed off in the league. He played again in full 90
Yeah,
against
Vitinha has
Lorient.
a ton of minutes this season
Like,
as well.
It's just like, what do you want PSG to do about that? That's the
nothing.
There's nothing you can
I'm not saying
do.
you
Yeah,
exactly.
there's
I'm
nothing
just
you
saying,
can
like,
do.
what does the general public that bring up this argument want PSG to do about that?
But here's, I mean, I
Are
agree
they
with
calling
you.
it
What do you?
unfair?
There's not. That is what they're calling it.
Yeah,
But it's
Life's unfair.
life is unfair. And listen to me. This is the thing. Like, I'm not gonna say like no matter what the outcome is of the game and why PSG have gone so far in this competition, is that it's not like I just did the same thing where I lost my train of thought.
it's weird, eh?
Yeah, it happens.
God damn.
I know. I'm sorry. Something in the water.
Because
today.
I was developing too much, and then I forgot the main argument.
Yeah, I know. We get so far away. All right, hold on. Give me like 2 seconds.
Oh, he's back.
1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi. I will just say, like, because of the amount of minutes that Declan Rice has played, like, that objectively makes him a worse player on May 30th. It will.
It will.
Because he's not as match sharp. He's also, as well, I know every player is doing this, but he's conserving his body, or at least has it in the back of his mind for the World Cup. So, like, there is, especially for a center defensive midfielder with the amount you're going to have to run against PSG, he's going to tire quicker. He's not going to have the legs, and it's going to also hurt his technique for when he is on the ball. And that gives you an inherent advantage for when you guys meet in Budapest. And I don't think it's unfair or completely wide of the mark to say that that is a significant advantage that you guys have because of the deteriorated quality in your league.
Yeah,
it's
but
not
you-
a correct.
And you also
incorrect thing to
can't, and like adding on to that point with the quality. Yes, Liga is still a great league, but you can't tell me that if you're taking the bottom 5 teams in Liga and putting them up against the bottom 5 teams in the Prem.
I know, they get smoked.
Exactly.
For
And
sure.
this and my
that's a
point
known
is
fact, though.
obviously when we come to, FA Cup and Carabao Cup, obviously, yes, Arsenal have the luxury of being able to rest some of these top players like PSG do in the league. But also at the same time, like if Arsenal, I'm going to join here with this argument. If Arsenal could do that, where they could sit all these players against the likes of Fulham, because you never know, especially Arsenal, it could
And they
happen.
would.
We
and
could
they'd be a
lose.
better team because
We would do it, obviously, but we just being in the most competitive league in the world, you just cannot.
can't
do
afford
that.
it.
And like, there's nothing I can say about that.
No, I know. I'm
It's
just.
just
I'm
the institution is set up that way.
Yeah, I know. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with it. I'm just saying, like, I'm not, obviously we're having this argument, but it's also at the same time, I can understand why you guys do it. It's a point to be made to keep in mind when you look at the way that these
But
two
it's also a
teams
point that
match
I feel
up.
it kind of invalidates PSG's successes.
But then yet
It's-
again, you could just say, like, I would, yet again, from an Arsenal fan, me myself, I don't blame you guys for doing it. Obviously it invalidates it for some people and like, yeah, okay. But that's the way it works. Like there's 2 different sides to everything. And
I think it's sure.
Where would RC Lens finish in the Premier League?
I don't know.
Just
They played really good this season, to be fair. Like really good football.
like a Brentford kind of level?
It's hard to say, Julian. Like,
Okay, so 15th.
no, not 15th.
that would be a
Maybe-
great,
It's hard to say
Maybe 9th or
equals.
10th.
that would be such a,
I don't like these conversations.
Yeah.
How would this team do?
Of course, of course, of course,
Stupid,
of
man.
course.
we should do something one season where we should have one season where we bring back or every 5 years we bring back the, what was the league that started during
The
COVID?
Super League.
Thank you. Every 5 years, hear me out. Just
I got an idea for you, brother. It's called the Club World Cup.
No. Hear me out. Every 5 to 10 years, for one season or 6 months, we bring back the Super League. Now, the point of
Miles, you're going
listen.
so
Let
off
me
topic.
land. Let me
Crazy.
land. the point
Johnny
of
Infantino. just-
yeah, I know, it's crazy. The reason for doing this is not to see how the best teams in the world match up. It's so you move the leagues around and you bring the likes of RC Lens into the Premier League and the likes of, I don't know, fucking Girona in the Premier League, just to see how it match up, just for one season.
RC Lens would be in the Europa League equivalent of a Super League. That won't even work.
Yeah, I know.
This
I
effect
just
is
think
crazy.
it would be really funny. But yeah, it's sorry for the tangent there. But to go a little off topic.
Shall we stay on topic?
No, I think that's a good topic. I
What
like
the fuck?
that.
We're talking
I like
about
those little
PSG
side
Bayern,
tangents.
and suddenly we're
No,
I like
no.
those little side tangents.
I
bro.
do think though, back to the game though, I do think obviously PSG were really good this game, but I think that it was more so the reason for the outcome was Bayern's lack of quality in this game. I do think
Quality how?
it
I
was
don't-
there,
don't
but
feel
I
it's-
don't. I
Quality was
really don't
there.
think if you compare the two games, you match up the way that Bayern played the two games and the quality from
Bro,
the
again,
players.
they
I
had
just don't.
more shots in this game. Than
I
they
think-
did the
I think-
first.
Yeah, but but the shots are not always the best measurement of how
Of
a team
course
plays.
it's not. But I'm just.
I
like,
just don't think they were there like they were like I don't know. Some of these players like Elise really I don't
I want to
Doesn't make-
compare it.
Well,
to,
why though? Why wasn't Elise that good?
because PSG played better. They
So-
locked but I'm just but it's but yet again this is exactly my point. Bayern was not up to it like PSG. PSG
I do
was
feel
really
as though
good.
PSG
but-
did want it more than Bayern. The PSG
yeah,
players.
exactly.
I will say that.
They
But I
let
don't think the quality of
Bayern conceded early on in the game, which I've said it was a great goal. The defending I still don't think was there. And then from then on, it just sort of felt like Bayern they had the ball, but they just weren't making as many meaningful chances. Safanov was good, but like yet again, it was comparing it to the last leg. Obviously, it's not really fair to do that. It just wasn't the teeth wasn't really there. Like I've seen them produce in the past.
I think that's a compliment to PSG's defending.
Yet again, yeah.
No, I think the quality was there. You watch the game. I don't think Elise looked that off it. I don't think Kane looked that off it. Obviously, he grabbed himself a goal at the end.
Yeah.
Musiala looked good. They had chances as well. Safanov made some good saves in the first half. Let's not
Yeah.
forget. They went just wide of the post a couple of times. I thought Luis Diaz looked really good. He had a couple of brilliant touches to bring it into the final third as well. The quality was absolutely there. If that was
I just don't think
almost
they were
any
sharp.
other defense in world football there tonight at the Allianz, then Bayern put 2 or 3 past the keeper. I think it was just
Yeah.
supreme defending by PSG.
It was like, guys, Pacho, man.
Well, he only has a 7.0 on his match rating on
No,
SofaScore.
yeah,
Well, so fucking fuck off
Bro,
because
he
Pacho
was-
was a fucking wall. Like,
And you think of the players he had to deal with, like
this might sound crazy, right?
Oh,
Go
no.
on.
I know.
No,
I know I'm a
Cook.
PSG fan.
Cook.
I know I think Pacho over the last 2 years has been a top 2 defender in the world,
Who's one?
and I don't think he's 2. I don't think he's been 2. Guys, you don't realize this.
If he was a defender for Arsenal, he'd be Arsenal's third best defender.
He would not be Arsenal's third best defender.
Yes, he
He'd be Arsenal's best defender.
No, he wouldn't.
He'd
Guys-
be Mascara
Yeah, him and Mascara.
competing.
good
I hope
backup
you know, in
for
an
the FA
Arsenal,
Cup.
whenever we do the Arsenal PSG combined 11, Pacho goes ahead of whoever that guy is there.
You can fight. I mean, I'm leaving. You can fight Blake on this. I'm really not. I'm not up for this because I could not.
No,
give
but you have
a
to look at the
shit.
facts, guys. He has been the most consistent center back for 2 years ever since he's joined PSG. Before at Frankfurt, I've seen the comps, right? Nobody really truly
the comps.
nobody really knew the profile. Nobody really knew him when he came to PSG, right?
Yep.
Apart from like the Ecuadorians and people that follow like their national team players closely, right?
Goals.
Guys, this guy came to PSG and hasn't put a foot wrong. Like, made a very max of 10 mistakes as a defender. He is just Mr. Efficient. He is the guy that you want in your back line because he just makes the team feel so safe.
Yeah.
There's a stat in all of his 33 games played for PSG in the Champions League. He has not been booked a single time.
What?
0 yellow cards, 0 red cards. He's had 1 red card. It was in the Club World Cup final, right? The only the only big game that PSG has lost, I say big games in quotations because they've lost quote unquote big games in the league phase, right? But the only game that had mattered, an elimination game, let's put it like that PSG has lost in the last 2 years was Chelsea in the Club World Cup final. Pacho was not playing in that game. What does that say? What does that say about how good and how imposing he is and how safe he makes his team feel when he's at that position? And the 2 goals that Chelsea score early in the game, or the 2 goals that Chelsea score in the 2 Palmer goals come from the left side where Pacho operates.
Decent little player.
Guys, people don't understand. Like, he's there.
I'll be real, bro. We don't understand because we're not necessarily tuning in all the time. But obviously, we watch these games on the biggest stage and we can appreciate the quality because he was
consistently
immense.
an 8 out of 10 player, and it's crazy to me because he's not even he's not a flashy player. He's not a guy that will.
You don't hear about him off the pitch.
He won't celebrate his tackles. He doesn't even have. I don't think he's that active on Instagram. All he does, he shows up. He puts bubble gum in his mouth. He chews it for 90 minutes, and he's a fucking beast. That's all he does, and then he goes home.
Yeah,
like that's it.
That was such a fucking little dig. I could just feel it. He doesn't celebrate his tackles. Like, oh, here we go again.
He just does the dirty work.
Good for him, man. It's nice you guys have him.
This guy's so nonchalant, bro.
You know he's better too.
I don't think he does.
I really don't. I really do not.
Certain Arsenal fans out there do. I can
Certain Arsenal fans do. Who? The ones watching League?
Probably, yeah.
Okay, well,
I'm not even saying I necessarily agree with him because again, I
really could not
I don't
tell
have
you.
the facilities for that.
Big man.
But yeah.
Yeah, I mean, shit.
Yeah, man. I mean, he was. Would you? Maybe you already said
Well,
he's the best.
I mean, if he is the best defender in the world, then Ecuador should win the World Cup, no problem. Then, right?
Actually, they have a very solid backline. I think they're the team
They
that
are a good
conceded the
team.
least amount of goals in the qualifying. So,
well, we'll see.
Obviously, they shouldn't fucking win the World
I
Cup.
recently
but
just found out the reason Ecuador is called Ecuador is because they're right on the equator. I didn't know that.
Well, that's fucking poor.
The more you know.
That's actually poor, Julian.
You knew that.
You
already?
learned that in like grade 5, man.
Bro,
Not even earlier.
I didn't know that.
Oh my God, Julian.
Anyways, back to the game, lads. Back to the game.
Thanks, teacher.
Do you want to give Warren Zaire-Emery some love?
Yeah, I gave him enough love. I think in these past
I wasn't
few episodes.
present, but please.
Yeah, I guess you weren't present. Yeah, no,
No.
he's been. I think he's been PSG's most consistent player throughout the season. I said this last pod. Earlier in the season when Hakimi got injured before AFCON, he was the one that went and replaced him in that right back position and was phenomenal. Didn't even feel like we were missing a Hakimi. Then when Fabian Ruiz got injured earlier in the middle of the season, I think it was a very long injury. It was like 3-4 months. He was the one in that midfield spot to solidify and to. I said this last pod, he retook control of his career because I felt that at the end of last season, he was almost that fourth man in the midfield where he was kind of called upon out of pity. It almost felt like. It felt like Mayulu was taking the number 4 spot ahead of him. And he was really, his consistent games were, or his good games were very few and far between. But ever since the season has started, he has been immense. He has been so consistent for PSG. Again, quiet guy, doesn't celebrate anything. He's just there and he does the dirty work and that's what you want. And he's been so good all season. I was thinking, I think he should be the starting right back for France.
Ooh.
Like Koundé, yes, obviously, very good right back, proven for France. But off a bad season, Zaire-Emery has proven that he can play in that role and can offer attacking kind of role. He can play an attacking role in that position.
For sure.
For me, if France want to operate in more of an attacking play style, which I don't think will be the case because Didier Deschamps doesn't like to play that way, I think Zaire-Emery should be in there. I think he can offer sort of the same things that Koundé can defensively, and he can offer much more than he can offensively.
It's not a bad shot at all. It's not a bad shot at all. The archetype of fullback that PSG has constructed there, obviously with 2 of the best in those positions there, and this guy is watching over them in training every single week. And I mean, even put there as a square peg in a round hole. I mean, he's absolutely fucking
like I thought it was gonna be João Neves that was going to replace Hakimi in that right back spot because he had done it
Portugal,
before.
I would not mind putting João Neves
exactly
at
right
right back.
But then Zaire-Emery played there, and I was like, "What the fuck? He might actually be
Out of nowhere.
a natural right back.
How much has he played right back this season?
This season, he's played right back a whole lot. I wouldn't be surprised if he has more right back minutes than center mid minutes this season.
Well, it's tough to get into that midfield, to be fair. But yeah. God damn.
I think if everyone's fit, he has a shot of being in the starting 11 in the midfield in the final.
Where does PSG go shopping this summer? Do you stick with this lineup again and again?
I think you look for the Marquinhos replacement once it's all said and done.
Now,
I think Zabarnyi was supposed to be that guy, but he's shown that he wasn't, or at least so far, that he hasn't lived up to the big moments when he's been called upon in Liga. He's been a little sloppy, and then the big Champions League performances against.
He's getting a lot of minutes in Liga, huh?
I mean, I guess so.
A lot of test runs out there with the other subs.
Fuck you.
Yeah.
But in the Champions League games, I think notably he got sent off against Leverkusen, if I remember correctly. Like, he's not been very good. I think obviously he's young. He has time to grow into a better player. But I think PSG should still be looking at a Marquinhos replacement, someone a little bit more established.
I agree with that.
Seems fair. Well, also younger.
How old is Fabian Ruiz?
Fabian Ruiz must be 28.
He's 30.
30.
So maybe start.
Zaire Emery's there.
Oh, fuck, that's true.
Mayulu's still there.
Bro, it's fucking unfair.
Although I think Mayulu wants to leave, which is kind of concerning.
Mayulu wants to leave.
Apparently he's a money guy. Or at least that's what's coming out internally out of the Twitter account that I follow.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Where does Dro fit into all of this?
Hey, Dro's a good piece for the future, man.
Yeah.
Where did
he's got more minutes for Barca in the Champions League this year.
He does.
Yeah.
I don't think he was brought in to be an impactful player this season right away, but
generational talent, perchance.
Some say.
The Gavin McKenna of football.
Oh my god.
Hey, I just want to say maybe like one last thing before we move on to Arsenal. I love your composure talking about this because I think it's a refresher from maybe the Arsenal talk world. It's just going to be more like emotional because it's like with you, it's like we've been there, we've done that. Let's get the job finished.
I thank you for that.
It's the mentality here. Like this is we won for this, that, and that reason. And you know what? No thoughts spared for how I'm feeling right now.
I really thank you for that, and I do want to kind of. I want to say that I feel like that reflects PSG's playing style.
Yeah.
And
then
overall,
maybe in the celebrations post game as well. Yeah. Shall we get to the Arsenal conversation?
Real quick,
now?
João Neves, great game today as well. We'll not get into it anymore.
We had a 6.8 on FUTMOB.
Fuck you.
I'm kidding. Obviously, I saw it as well. Desiree Doué as well.
Desiree Doué in the second half. I thought in the first half it was it was a little.
Bro, that run he went on that forced the save out of Neuer to his bottom right. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
You want to talk about ball retainers, especially when you're protecting a lead as well. You want guys that can take in the ball and just be a black hole. They're not letting go of it. You can put 2 guys, you put 3 guys on them. It doesn't matter. They'll spin away. They'll take it on their weak foot.
It was do you remember that moment where he's on the touchline and he kind of back heels it past 2 defenders?
Yes.
Bro.
Oh my God.
Holy shit, man.
Yo.
Yeah, disgusting.
All right. Anyways, shall we move on to Arsenal now?
Congratulations.
Yeah.
Congratulations. Hey.
Thank you.
Big congratulations to the Arsenal fans.
Thank you.
Who have wanted this for 20 years and finally got it. Good job.